I know I'm late to the One Punch Man Season 2 drama, but I was prompted to make this video after hearing the YouTuber slash streamer Critical say this about the newest season of One Punch Man.
You see, One Punch Man new season was announced. I saw that earlier. Yeah, I did. Did they announce a new studio doing it, or is it still that Dogshit one from season 2? I didn't look into it, I forgot. Nobody knows yet. It has to be a new studio. They cannot use that same one. It was so terrible.
I want to say, I don't have anything against this guy. As a matter of fact, it took me by surprise because I believed he seemed like an open-minded, thoughtful person. I used to watch a ton of his videos back in the day, these days not really, and I still think that. But I want to make use of what he says because I feel like a lot of anime fans think like this. And I know his fans can get pretty overprotective of him. I just want to say, don't waste your time. If you want to, go for it. The only thing I ever look for is discussion. Dumb shit gets ignored. Also, I don't know if he's addressed this clip already, but I'm gonna use it anyway. JC Staff is not a quote-unquote dogshit studio. If we're talking animation alone, they've had their moments, like with Toradora, A Certain Scientific Railgun, and Joshiraku. And those are just the shows that I've watched, that I've personally seen for myself. The animation wasn't even that bad. It was just bad in comparison.
I didn't look into it, I forgot. Nobody knows yet. It has to be a new studio. They cannot use that same one. It was so terrible. Like, the season itself wasn't terrible because One Punch Man it's just great on its own. Like, even just the writing is fun. But the animation was so bad compared to Season 1. They can't do that again.
Dark Souls 2 sucks ass when you compare it to Dark Souls 1, but it's a good game on its own. I've seen clips from the newest season of One Punch Man, and it definitely has its moments.
Even if Season 1 was lightning in a bottle, won't happen again. I disagree. It was mainly freelancers I know that did Season 1. But even still, like, there are anime that are comparable to One Punch Man Season 1. Like, Ufotable does amazing work, like look at Demon Slayer Season 2. Vinland Saga was absolutely amazing. Like, they can still reach that level of quality. Jujutsu Kaisen. They just need the right head.
The right head is definitely required, but there are many other factors. Time and scheduling are important when it comes to anime production because high quality animation requires a shit ton of drawings. A ton of drawings requires a lot of time. According to a video by Forgotten Relics, which I'll link in the description, One Punch Man Season 2 was produced in 6 months. Similarly, Attack on Titan Season 4 Part 1 was also given a deadline of 6 months when MAPPA decided to take it, and it definitely got a lot of heat for its animation quality. So what other anime has MAPPA worked on? Jujutsu Kaisen, an anime that he praises in the same clip, Yuri on Ice, The God of High School, maybe you've heard of it, but Chainsaw Man, and the second part of Attack on Titan Season 4, which was amazing in terms of animation. I don't think it's right to judge a studio so harshly for a flop, especially when they're given an unreasonable deadline. Animators and animation staff in general already get so much shit thrown at them for no good reason. Someone with a large audience like Critical should be more careful with how he voices his opinions, especially when he comes off as ignorant as he does here. Again, I don't hate Critical. I used to be somewhat of a fan of his back in the day. It's just here specifically, it sounds like he doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. Back to my point about some of the animation looking amazing, JC Staff should be praised for creating something of this level in a matter of 6 months. To me, that's insane. As someone, I've been dipping my toe in animation for the past almost 2 years, and shit's tough. It really is. If people think drawing is tough, well, animation is just drawing a lot, so it's fucking tough. For comparison, a show like Violet Evergarden apparently took a total of 4 years to be made. Here, I won't be talking about Critical necessarily, but what a lot of these people that bitch about animation don't understand is that not every anime gets the same time in production. Not every project is given the schedule it needs to succeed. The question is the studio to blame? They can't do anything about the deadline they're given, and the production team needs to do the best with what they have to make a schedule that'll be the most efficient while considering the deadline they're given. I believe that although JC Staff can't compare to studios like Bones, Kill Annie, or Ufotable, they can make great anime. They just need the time. They have the staff to do it. They have, according to this thing I'm reading right now on the internet, at the time of recording, 241 employees. In parentheses, 202 regulars. That's a lot. They just need the time, which is something that Bones, Ufotable, and especially KyoAni give to their shows. That's why they're the best studios. It's because they have the time to give their shows higher production quality, among other factors. For example, number of staff, scheduling, all that kind of stuff. Director, that whole like mess. JC Staff wasn't in a position to do this. Although I will say, I don't know who chooses the director. I don't know if it's the studio or if it's whoever offers the studio like the rights to production. But I will say, I don't think the director is a guy who He works on like slice of life shit. I don't think that was the right move. I could be wrong, but I just glanced over his stuff. I think from what I've seen, this wasn't the right director. I'll just put that out there. For those that watch anime for free, you don't even get to complain in the first place. The reason I'm so passionate about this kind of stuff is because it should be known that animation is a fucked up field of work in Japan right now. And it has been for a while, as are many other professional fields in Japan. You work with the deadline hanging over your head at all times, while you're most likely not even being paid a salary. And then you receive the worst forms of harassment if the episode you worked on had to be rushed. Praise only coming in when the animation is truly top notch. Think of all those death threats animators at MAPPA got with the part 1 of Attack on Titan season 4. And here's the thing, you can criticize a studio, but to be so overly negative to the point of calling a studio dog shit for one bad show says more about an individual than it does about an animation studio. You're driving people into this kind of mentality, and to me, that's not right. That's just my opinion. I don't think it's right to do that. Going back to Critical, this guy has 11.5 million subscribers on YouTube, and I'm assuming he has a pretty sizable audience on Twitch, which is where this clip originates from. For anyone that wants to learn more about the animation industry in a fun way, I highly recommend the anime Shirobako. Some people think it's boring, some other people think it's fun, some people think it's a masterpiece like me. I'll say, yes, the show can be boring, but if you want to learn more about the animation industry, I'm assuming it's gonna be a fun watch. It takes a somewhat deep dive into the anime industry while also keeping itself away from relying on realism to tell its story. That's all I really want to say with this video. I don't want to come off as some kind of hater, because I just think animation studios in Japan, they already get so much shit, and these people are just like, I don't know, it's some next level shit. I don't know how you could say these things so easily. Especially in the case of Critical, it's just, I've already said it, but I need to say it again. When he was talking about it, in this case, to me, as someone that just like loves animation, I do it myself, I read about the animation industry a lot. It really is an SMH moment. It's just like, dog, what are you talking about? Do you know what you're talking about? You know, if it was just like someone with like no followers saying that, like some fucking like nobody saying some shit like that, it's a little easier to forgive it. But you know, you kind of give people the impression that, yeah, it's okay to say this kind of stuff. And I think it's something, I think people like that should be trying their best to not perpetuate. It's fucked up, and I don't think they need more shit added to the shit that they're getting thrown at them. You know, you can say the animation overall is bad, but I refuse to believe there isn't a single moment where the animation is good. I just want to make it a point that there is good animation in there, and there is potential. It's just, given more time, that potential could have lasted the entire like 12 episodes or whatever. It's so close-minded to just like finish the show, forget the parts that had good animation, and just be like, that was awful, that was the worst thing ever, because it really wasn't.